If it looks like a computer and it sounds like a computer and it even plays games like a computer, then it has to be a computer. And although the Divoom Ditoo Plus fits all of those categories, it's definitely not a computer. But it is one of the coolest tech gadgets I've gotten my hands on in a very long time. And although it's marketed as a Bluetooth speaker, there are so many more features and functionalities to the Ditoo Plus that you're definitely going to want to hear more about. The way I like to describe the Ditoo Plus is a combination of an Amazon Echo Show with its, pixel art style display, a Apple HomePod because it has a really nice built-in Bluetooth speaker, and probably like a Game Boy Advance with a mechanical keyboard attached because there's some super fun games that you can actually play on this thing. So overall, this is a super interesting device that can really make its way into your desk setup or your nightstand or really wherever you want to put it around your house. It's going to draw a bunch of attention, one because of how it looks, but two, due to the actual built-in functionality in the software experience on the Ditoo Plus. And the entire experience of opening and unboxing your Ditoo Plus is very reminiscent of an old school style kind of computer. You pull it out of this awesome case that has a clear plexi front, and then the Ditoo Plus itself has this super nice design, very old school retro style PC with, at least for this particular version, a white glossy finish, some seafoam green accents on the keyboard switches and the top of the speaker grill, and then a little touch of pink and kind of copper chrome. So overall, a very interesting design that definitely, like I said, will bring a lot of people's attention and eyes to it because of how it looks. And then it doesn't just end with the overall case, but also the pixel art display is really where the Ditoo Plus gets set apart from the majority of other devices, and specifically Bluetooth speakers. So the pixel art display allows the device to transform from your typical Bluetooth speaker into something that you can get a lot of other use cases out of. You can use it as an alarm, as a clock, as a little device to show some cool and fun pixel art on. You can also play games on it. There's just a whole bunch of other functionality that you get out of the Ditoo Plus because of its built-in screen. So you can get weather information, temperature, time, of course. You can set timers and alarms. Overall, it just adds a little bit more functionality to a device like this. It goes from just being a regular, average, run-of-the-mill Bluetooth speaker into something that is super one-of-a-kind. And you can control the entire device either using the built-in keycaps and switches on the bottom of the Ditoo Plus, or you can pair it with the Divoom app in order to get latest firmware updates, mess around on your phone just to get it a little bit easier and a little bit more simplistic to set up different designs that you want to show on the Ditoo Plus in terms of pixel art itself. You can also have a little bit more ease of use using your cell phone than messing around on the Ditoo Plus. But overall, it's a really nice experience either way. And to show you guys more of the functionality of the app and how it interacts directly with the Ditoo Plus, as you can see, it's extremely seamless. You make a change on the phone and it instantly updates on the Ditoo Plus. And overall, there's so much pixel art to choose from that's already pre-designed within the app. Well, other users have created some really cool and interesting designs and GIFs that you're able to then translate over onto the actual pixel art side on the Ditoo Plus. And it can translate other images as well and other videos onto the Ditoo Plus. It may not be as clean or as accurate as it was on your phone, but it still looks super cool on the Ditoo Plus's pixel art screen. And you can, of course, also then customize and kind of make your own as well. So if we jump into the actual editing screen, you can see that you're able to then update and make your own design. So my best attempt to add a heart, as you can see, but you can also see how smooth and seamless this is. There's a slight delay updating from what you're drawing on your phone to what it will look like on the screen. But overall, it's a really cool and fun experience, and it lets you be a little bit more creative with the Ditoo Plus. And there's, of course, all of the other built-in functionality on the Ditoo Plus as well that allows you to translate this from just your pixel art, kind of showing of different kind of designs and cool little videos to actually getting some valuable information off of the Ditoo Plus. So if we jump over to the channel option or portion of the app, you can see there's a bunch of different choices to showcase the time on the Ditoo Plus, and then you have other kind of menu items to be able to translate through on the Ditoo Plus as well. So you'll see it shortly, but you can also showcase weather, temperature, calendar information, and then also kind of just like images if you wanted to showcase some of that pixel art on a rotating basis on the device. So you got temperature, you got all your weather, calendar if there is any information, but this is just going to showcase the time and the day. And then you can also showcase some of that art translating through on the device. So overall, there's a lot of information that you can gather off of the Ditoo Plus outside of it just being like an art piece and kind of being more of the creative side. And you can, of course, change any of the back-end settings, switching over from Celsius to Fahrenheit, allowing Bluetooth to auto-reconnect from your phone to the Ditoo Plus, the startup logo, brightness on the screen, if you want to have auto power off, if you want it to turn on for like 30 minutes and have it shut off so that you don't waste too much battery. When it comes to battery, this thing gets around 8 hours of battery, which is perfect, and it charges over USB-C, so you're not going to run out of power if you're using this thing for a long time. You can, of course, also use this as an alarm clock. So if it's going to sit on a nightstand, you can set all of your alarms, tell it when you want them to go off, what days you want the alarm to run. You can set up sleep timers so that you can have it play sound or play music for 10 or 15 minutes before you go to sleep and then shut off automatically. So there is a lot of smart functionality to the Ditoo Plus that, even though it's not a smart device like an Amazon Alexa or Echo or an Apple HomePod Mini, it still does give you a lot of cool functionality that you wouldn't expect out of your regular typical Bluetooth speaker. Now, although the Ditoo Plus might not be as smart and connected as an Apple HomePod or an Amazon Echo or anything like that, it still has so many cool features and functionalities, as you guys just saw, that it really is set apart and kind of in its own class compared to these other devices. But just to put it to the test, I want to see speaker quality between something like the Apple HomePod and the Ditoo Plus, which is wireless versus wired. It's very hard to find something like this in a wireless package. But let's put them to the test and see if the Ditoo Plus can compete with the HomePod when it comes to audio.
Anyway, gotta build up on my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
So as you guys could hear, the Ditoo Plus is kind of competitive with the Apple HomePod. Now, I would say the clarity of the HomePod is definitely better than the Ditoo Plus. However, the Ditoo Plus does get louder than the HomePod. It just does have a little bit more distortion up towards the higher end of the volume range. But overall, it is a very competitive Bluetooth speaker. And being that it is wireless, you can just charge it up, bring it wherever you want, versus, of course, the HomePod being tethered down. There's just a lot of benefits to having something like the Ditoo Plus versus going with something like an Apple HomePod. But again, it's not just sound that sets the Ditoo Plus apart. It is everything else that is embedded into this device that really sets it apart. And the Ditoo Plus comes in at $90 USD, $10 cheaper than the HomePod Mini. And although it can't integrate into an ecosystem like the HomePod Mini can, where you have Siri integration, it's very much intertwined into your iPhone and everything else Apple, it is still an amazing device and has so many additional features and benefits to it that it kind of is a better device in my mind than something like this. It's wireless, you can take it on the go, you can use it for so many other things than just a speaker and an alarm system and kind of a smart device to connect with. But at 90 USD, you can also get an extra 10% off if you use the link down in the description below. It is an amazing deal, and if you're looking for something that's a little bit quirky but still very, very functional and adds a little bit of charm to a bedroom or an office space, this is definitely a great deal. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, get subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.